Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to be talking about the top 10 mistakes that women make during labour and what you can do instead. I hope this video helps you if you're pregnant and wanting to have a good birth experience. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name's Anja, I'm a hypnobirthing teacher and doula. My YouTube channel's here to support you through pregnancy, birth and motherhood. I bring out a new video every single Tuesday, so I hope that you'll subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos. The first mistake that women make during labour is not learning how to fully relax during and in between contractions. If you tense up during a contraction, it's going to feel more painful. When we experience physical discomfort of any kind, it's common to frown, clench the jaw and tense up the shoulders. If you do that during contractions, it's going to increase the amount of contraction pain that you experience. And that's because when you tense up your upper body, it creates tension in your lower body. Your pelvic floor muscles get all tense and blood and oxygen is forced away from your cervix and your womb, leading to increased contraction discomfort. It's also common to be tense in between contractions because you're worrying about the next contraction starting, but this really should be avoided because it doesn't give your body the chance to rest and recover before your next contraction starts. Now, in the past, I was somebody who would automatically tense up when I experienced any kind of physical pain or discomfort. When I was at the dentist, for example, or if I was having a smear test or something. And that would worry me because when I was pregnant, I thought when I have intense labour contractions, I will tense up. But thankfully, I learned some techniques during my pregnancy to help me to learn to manage physical discomfort so that when I was in labour, I will be able to deal with those contractions more calmly and easily. To help you learn how to relax before you go into labour, I recommend setting a timer on your phone and then holding ice cubes in the palms of your hands for 30 seconds and then build up to holding them for 60 seconds. During labour, your contractions could end up lasting 30 to 60 seconds, so this is good physical and mental preparation. Holding ice cubes doesn't feel that intense at first, but as the seconds tick by, the ice begins to hurt your hands. The discomfort will feel a lot worse if you tense up. However, if you breathe deeply and slowly, you relax your upper body and relax your lower body, it will help to reduce the discomfort that you're in. Give this technique a try in your third trimester because it's great preparation and training for labour. The second big mistake that women make in labour is constantly looking at the clock and checking what the time is. Sometimes labour can be long and you could be awake for a day or more. If you're constantly aware of the time, you could start to feel more fatigued or begin to worry about how long you've been in labour for. This isn't going to help you, so I recommend covering all clocks and avoid looking at your phone. If you're timing contractions, get your partner to do this for you so you're not aware of how much time is passing by. This trick really helped me and it's helped thousands of mums that have done my hypnobirthing courses. It's going to keep you calm, help you to feel stronger and more capable of getting through childbirth if you're not constantly counting the minutes and the hours that are passing by. Another big mistake that women make in labour is staying in one position for hours and hours. This will slow your labour down and actually make you more tired. Now, I didn't learn this in pregnancy, so when I was in labour, I would sometimes spend 3 to 4 hours in the same position, and I did wonder, why is my labour not progressing? Why are my contractions not getting longer and stronger? Changing positions every hour is so important as it helps your baby to move through your pelvis more easily. It also helps you to dilate faster and optimises blood and oxygen flow around your body and to your baby. To find out more about labour and birth positions which could be comfortable for you, I've created a video all about this on my YouTube channel. I'll link it in the video description box below. The fourth big mistake that women make is not knowing about or understanding the stages of labour. For months, I buried my head in the sand and didn't want to educate myself about what labour would be like or feel like. I initially thought that ignorance was bliss, but I am so glad that I learnt about the stages of labour, what phases would be easier for me and which would be more challenging to deal with so that I could anticipate what labour would be like on the day and how it would feel. This also helped my partner know what to do at certain points during labour and how he could support me. Now, there is a certain phase in labour where you can experience a lot of self-doubt, you can feel that your body's not strong enough to continue, and you can feel that you're pushed to your mental and physical limits. I talk about this in great detail on my digital hypnobirthing course, and I teach you how you can deal with that phase of labour in a calm, smooth and confident way. I will link my digital hypnobirthing course below, but for more details about the stages of labour, I've already created a YouTube video about this, which I'll post in the video description box below. Another mistake that you could make in labour is not having access to good support. This means the absence of your intimate partner, a friend or a relative who could act as your birth partner. During labour, if you're not receiving good support from a loved one, it can lead to you feeling very alone, vulnerable and out of control. My partner had no clue how to support me until we did a hypnobirthing course. One of the worst possible ingredients for a negative birth experience is having a clueless and helpless birth partner, because their anxiety and helplessness is going to create a nervous and uneasy energy in your birth room, and that energy is going to have a detrimental impact on you. There are many things your partner can do to support you during childbirth, including timing your contractions, making sure you're staying hydrated and eating enough for energy, and supporting you in and out of different positions. However, these are just a few of the many things that your birth partner can do to support you during childbirth. The role of the birth partner is something that I cover in great detail on my digital hypnobirthing course, so I urge you to check out my hypnobirthing course after watching this video, especially if you're concerned about your partner not knowing how to support you during labour. Another mistake that women make in labour is not labouring down. Labouring down means breathing your baby down with each contraction and being guided by your body's natural urges to push. In many hospital settings, it's still common practice to tell women to push when they're having contractions or even when they're not. Being told when to push can actually make you feel stressed and confused and make you doubt your body's natural signals. Coached pushing in hospitals involves a woman being told to breathe in, close her mouth and hold her breath for 10 seconds as she pushes. This is called closed glottis pushing. It makes you go bright red in your face, the veins poke out of your neck, and it also causes you to hold a lot of tension in your body. This restricts space in your birth canal and makes it harder for your baby to come out. This coached pushing technique can also increase the risk of exhaustion, bad tearing, and birth interventions like the use of forceps. When you're fully dilated, you may experience a break in contractions for up to an hour. When I was in labour, I had about a 30 to 45 minute break from contractions, then my contractions returned and I felt my daughter moving down and out of my birth canal. As she got closer to being born, I felt some overwhelming and instinctive urges to push and bear down. I trusted those signals. Nobody was telling me when to push, I was just guided by what my body was telling me to do, and you should do the same. It's so important to trust your body. If you feel an urge to push, then push. If you don't feel an urge, then don't push. To guide your baby out of your birth canal smoothly and comfortably, breathing in and out like this over and over again through your contractions can really help. Also, don't be afraid to make noise. Making low-pitched, groany sounds through a relaxed mouth and jaw can really make the birthing stage easier. Next, please avoid the mistake of not eating or drinking enough during labour. On average, if you're a first-time mum, you could experience 250 to 350 contractions during labour, maybe more. If you think about trying to do 250 push-ups or 350 sit-ups, can you imagine the amount of energy you'd need to do all of those exercises? During labour, your contractions are going to be burning a lot of fuel, and they're also going to be using up a lot of water from your body so that your womb muscles can flex accordingly. So please don't make the mistake of thinking that your body can function correctly with no drinks or snacks. I've heard so many stories of women not drinking or eating anything during labour, and pretty much all of those birth stories were traumatic and ended up being exactly the opposite experience to what those women were hoping for. So please make sure that you're eating snacks regularly and drinking plenty of water during labour. Another mistake that women can make in labour is going to the hospital or birth centre too soon. This can mean being turned away and sent home by the maternity staff. Your labour is going to go better for you with minimal interruption, and travelling to a hospital or birth centre in labour can be quite uncomfortable and disruptive anyway. So aiming for just one trip to the hospital during labour and then one trip home again after your baby has been born is preferable. So long as you're not more than 30 minutes away from your chosen birth setting, it's generally recommended that you head to the hospital or birth centre when your contractions are about 3 to 4 minutes apart and you've had that pattern for about an hour. This generally means that you'll arrive at the hospital when you're about 4 to 5 centimetres dilated, and that means that you will get access to a room straight away and you won't be sent home. If you're under 3 centimetres dilated when you arrive at the hospital, you will be sent home and be told to return to hospital when your contractions are longer, stronger and closer together. Another mistake that you should avoid during labour is giving birth on your back. This position is neither good for you or your baby. Giving birth on your back actually increases the chances of needing medical intervention, and in actual fact, very few women feel comfortable giving birth on their backs. This is because it suppresses blood and oxygen flow going around the body and to your baby in the womb. It also squashes your spine against a hospital mattress, and that restricts space for your baby in the pelvis, making it harder to push them out. So do whatever you can to get into an upright, gravity-friendly position when you're giving birth. One of the most popular positions is being on all fours or kneeling over the backrest of a hospital bed or the side of a birth pool. And the final mistake that women make is not using hypnobirthing techniques during labour. If you're feeling anything like I did when I was pregnant, you're probably experiencing some anxiety or fear about childbirth. These emotions are very common, but it shouldn't be this way. You deserve to feel calm, relaxed, confident, prepared and excited for your baby's birth. Fear can influence your experience of birth in an unpleasant way and tarnish this special and magical event. So many women feel afraid, even terrified during labour, which is so sad. Most of this fear comes from lack of birth education, lack of preparation, and from hearing negative and scary birth stories from other people. But if you learn hypnobirthing and practice the simple but powerful techniques, you can have a positive birth experience no matter how or where your baby is born. So please check out my digital hypnobirthing course below, and let's get you and your partner feeling informed and ready for your baby's arrival. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you found it helpful, and see you again soon.